I'm better than you, and you know it.
Hey guys, this is Hugepop. I'm Hugepop Wrestling Podcast, and on my right, sitting in from Ryan. How you doing today, Ryan?
I'm doing well, doing well. Thanks for having me.
Thanks
And
for coming in and filling in for. I guess he called name change.
Yeah, I got big shoes to fill apparently.
Yeah,
So yeah.
so I don't know. He says he's going to jump in here somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, bring it on. Yeah.
Ryan, tell me a little bit about you. I know from you on talk and talk when my March of 20, just as a fun thing to do. TikToking through my brother, I met you. Tell our fans about you.
Yeah. So I am also on TikTok. You can find me. I used to be known as Babyface Ginger Kid on there. Now my name is Shooting Star Press, Shooting Star PRS. PRS is my initials, so I tried to be creative because in the Shooting Star Press is my favorite finishing move in all of wrestling. So that's how I was able to tie that in. Um, and I joined TikTok in around July. And the reason why I did it was because, like you guys, I love professional wrestling. I like talking wrestling. I don't have any friends in my real life that like wrestling. So I wanted to share my wrestling opinions with people out there on the internet. And since July, I've grown organically. I have about 1,500 people following me. I'm trying to break into the Instagram space and maybe even over into YouTube, but right now TikTok is my main platform. So, but yeah, I've met some great people through it, and like you and Matt and several other people, and yeah, it's I would have been happy with just 20 people following me, but the fact that I have 1,500 people following me that give a crap about what I have to say about wrestling, I don't know. That's pretty cool. That's pretty
Right.
cool.
Awesome, man. And I just on a TikTok note, I told my brother, I stay away from the live stuff. It almost was like
Mm-hmm.
I think I hit 1,000 followers in. Oh, and it was a race, we were creating video
Oh
every
yeah.
day. You wake up in the morning, what am I going to create? 30-second video, minute video. Get your followers and you're having fun, and then we get live, and there's a bunch of people got live at the same time, and it
Mm-hmm.
just seemed that things changed. I don't want to talk that much. I just feel like it's the goal has changed. The goal of expressing ourselves as wrestling, sharing our opinions. People got live, it got toxic.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I stay off of the live stuff. I find it a little bit probably my fault. I've got away from. That's what I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
making videos and seeing everybody else. I'd rather watch the 15-second to 30 videos than watching a live at a race.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I don't go live very often. The only times I ever have been with your brother. It's just not something that I want to do because I enjoy making the videos and sharing my opinions with people out there more so than I enjoy going live with people. Not that it's a disrespect to any of them. It's just
Right.
I just enjoy the content creation piece a lot more than the other side of it. So and to me, I love engaging with people in comments. I love all of that stuff, but not the live stuff brings too much drama.
Now,
Yeah.
Matt was sharing with me, you have your own podcast. Dude, what else about it?
Yeah, so I co-host a podcast with two other people. It just kind of happened organically. I had no intentions of being on a podcast at all when I started TikTok, but it's called Three Fans Never Wrestled, and it's on YouTube. You can also find us a little bit on Spotify, but mainly we've recently switched over to YouTube. And yeah, we are. It's me and then guy My Wrestling Opinion, MWO,
Okay.
and Live Zone Sports. All three of
Nice.
us are on TikTok. And yeah, it's just three people that get together. We break down the week of wrestling, and a lot of times we record on Fridays, so we'll break down the previous week's SmackDown and Rampage. We'll talk about Monday Night Raw. We'll break down Dynamite. And then if there's a pay-per-view or something like this past week, we did Full Gear predictions. We kind of give our insights on that, and then we have segments and everything that we do. So yeah, go check us out. It's called Three Fans Never Wrestled. It's on YouTube.
Three fans never wrestled, huh?
Yeah, yeah, and it's me, MWO, and Live Zone Sports, and yeah, I think we're slowly but surely making some headway in the wrestling space,
Awesome, man.
in the podcasting world.
So we had Full Gear on Saturday.
Yeah,
It was funny. Moxley Friday night maybe, because when he was in MJF's face, it was,
yeah,
"I'll see you Sunday." Oh wait,
yeah.
that's
With the
Saturday.
show Friday, Saturday or Sunday.
So that was pretty funny. I'm sure it was either.
Yeah,
I don't know. It might have a mess up on.
yeah. Felt like he was on vacation mode, and
And I heard that
well deserved.
I heard that he's going on vacation. I heard he's taking a month's break, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah,
Full Gear, man.
Yeah.
It was not a bad show. I would say, other than my opinion, way too long. As far as
hmm
so many matches, there was three matches in. Which one of them I really stood. Eddie King. That guy, whether he looks out of shape or not, I'm out of shape, whatever. He can go.
yeah,
And I can't remember the guy's name against, but those guys, they put out a match, and what I liked about it, respect that he has for talent. Guys in the that was genuine. I love the fact when he goes, "All right, guys, we have then go buy the paper."
yeah.
That
I
was
thought that was awesome.
that was
Yeah,
a classic state. That was a classic part. That was a
yeah.
good match.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought Eddie Kingston was a good match. I thought the Brian Cage and Ricky Starks match was really good as well,
Yes,
on the pre-show. So yeah, I mean, I all in all, I really thought Full Gear knocked it out of the park. I thought they
yes,
had to knock it out of the park to, especially after the debacle that was All Out and everything that happened there. I felt like they had to knock this one out of the park, and I think they did just that. I think it was a damn good show.
really good show. They did knock it out of the park, and you're right. After everything that Punk
Yeah.
and the backstage stuff with them,
hmm
all that stuff, they had to do something, and Tony Khan had to step up to the plate. In my opinion, he's getting probably a lot of heat, a lot of pressure with Triple H and what Triple H is doing.
Yeah.
Down. He did a great job. Well, who was this dollar store Carson Wentz? Look,
Oh,
oh come on!
all right. Okay.
All right,
That's
Carson Wentz.
there's Matt. Yeah.
There's Matt.
That's
So, well, no, if that he had, I think Khan had to do that. I think he came through. I'll say this now that Matt's on here. I'm a Tony Khan guy.
Oh, me too. Me
I
too.
think he handled both pay-per-view. Matt would disagree with me. I think he did really well keeping his mouth shut when CM Punk was talking, and I think he lets his boys do what they have to do. And sometimes it messes up. I mean, sometimes you do. What I liked about one of the matches I liked was Danhausen's
Yeah.
end of that Cassidy match, and he had a different look on his face. That was that was pretty cool. Blood splattered all over. That was a good match, all around. But yeah, the respect Eddie Kingston gave to that guy, I think his name Ayayama.
And
It
you
was
do
just
better than that was better than I could do.
that match. I looked on Bleacher Reports, and they gave that match a. I think it was because of how Eddie Kingston handles him.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's underrated. I think a lot of people look at him and they say, "Oh, he's big. He's out of shape. He can't go." And then he proves them wrong every single time. I think he's vastly underrated, and I wouldn't mind seeing MJF and Eddie Kingston go at it. I think that would be it'd be an entertaining mic battle for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Those two
yeah,
guys can go.
yeah, for sure.
So then they opened up the show with the steel cage match, Jungle Boy. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I loved it. I think the right person won. I think Jungle Boy is climbing up the ranks in AEW. I think it's all leading to him having a match with Christian Cage as soon as he's healthy. I think Luchasaurus looked really good. I think I want the partnership between Luchasaurus and Christian Cage to continue. I think they're great together, and I think he can mentor him to make Luchasaurus have a strong singles run. And I think Jungle Boy Jack Perry can keep doing his thing as well. But I thought it was a solid opener for, yes, it was a long pay-per-view, but I really thought that was the right match to open it. Got the fans going. The fans loved it. They were into it from the very beginning. And yeah, I think it set the tone for the rest of the night.
Very good match, of course, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Christian Cage is, to me, is like a John Moxley who wants to be bringing up these new, fresh guys. Christian Cage is perfect for Lucha. I like Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy when I first came in. Been bothered by the fact that Lucha listed turned on that had to happen.
Yeah.
But Cage is the ideal guy to be that master. I think you're right. I think he's helped Lucha awesome. That other guy that comes to my mind when you talk about Jake the Snake Roberts. I was so excited when he came into AEW with Lance Archer, and that I wish Jake didn't get sick. I don't think he's doing well.
Yeah.
And I just love the fact I love that connection. Same as I love Cage with Luchasaurus. I'm not a fan of Luchasaurus. I'm a big fan of Jungle Boy. I'm glad Jungle. I'll be honest. I'm a mark. I eat shit. I did not know that was Perry's son.
I learned that. I didn't know that until recently. I thought he looked just like the guy. I thought, oh, he looks just like Luke Perry, and then it never dawned on me that it was his son. And even the name Jack Perry, I was like, oh, that's very. I thought that was a fake name. I thought, oh, they're playing off of the fact that he looks like Luke Perry.
Right.
But no, yeah, it turns out it was his son. I learned that maybe 2 or 3 months ago. I think maybe All Out is when I learned it. But yeah, it was pretty recent.
I just learned about that like today. I'll be honest.
Wow.
I did not put the connection together. I was like you, Jack Perry. Oh, just that's his name.
Yeah, yeah.
And the camera. Is he? I didn't know that. Look, Matt just brought up some trivia. Luchasaurus is big brother along.
I think I did know. Yeah, I think I knew that. I thought it was either him or Lance Archer that were on.
Interesting.
It was on Big Brother, but yeah, I think it was Luchasaurus.
So the next match they put up there, I believe, was the Coast Championship. I'll be honest with you, Ryan. Going into this event, I think I was just like everybody. Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
He's coming back. Win the titles. Lost my shit on a lot. They win these. How can you go take guys that were involved in a debacle back? You put them, you spend them for months. Back and you're going to give them the. I don't think it would. I voice my opinion. I think it was. I was also saying it's an obvious call. How predictable. I was wrong. Happy I was.
Yeah. I predicted on the Three Fans Never Wrestled episode last week. I predicted that the Elite was going to win, and then as soon as we went off the air, I wanted to change my pick to Death Triangle, because the one thing about this was, if the Elite won, that most likely meant that they were going to have to go to the media scrum. And that means they would have had to answer questions about their role in the fight with CM Punk. And I think Tony Khan, for all the flack that he gets, I don't think he's stupid. And I think he wanted to avoid that. And that's what made me think Death Triangle is going to retain. and they're gonna prevent that situation from happening. So that entered the back of my mind for a little bit, but I think that was the right call, having Death Triangle win. um, I love that we got Kenny Omega and Pac in the ring together. I thought, Kenny Omega looked really good. The last time he came back when they won the trios tournament at All Out, he kind of came. He wrestled Will Ospreay on a episode of Rampage, I think it was, and he looked hurt. He looked like he was still nursing some injuries. He looked like he maybe came back a little too soon. At Full Gear, he looked really good. He
Good.
looked like he looked fresh. He looked rested. He didn't look hurt anymore. It looked like he could go, and so I was happy to see that.
I agree with you. He looked, in my opinion, back to the one where it happened, that paper didn't look good.
No,
He looked lost.
yeah,
At
and
Full Gear,
he looked like he was in a lot of pain.
yeah, he was at Full Gear. He was a
Yeah.
Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
I loved how they came out with "Carry On My Way."
Yeah, I hope that continues. That was pretty awesome. I hope that's their new theme going forward.
That brings me back to my '80s.
And speaking of, I know this is completely random, but I watched the Walking Dead series
Yes.
finale yesterday,
So that,
and they played Cult of Personality on
Yes.
the episode,
yes,
which I thought was, and CM Punk was on the Talking Dead for like a brief second. He was just basically thanking the cast and crew for 11 great seasons. Yeah, I thought that was fascinating that they played Cult of Personality on the series finale of The Walking Dead.
So are you excited? I went out of my chair. I popped for that at the
Yeah.
end. I thought it was over. I thought, okay, we're done.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now it says,
Then you see the match light up, and
yeah,
I was like,
and you see Rick, and you see um,
Michonne.
and then you see coming in 2023.
Yeah,
I'm like, badass, dude.
yeah. No, they looked really good, and I was wondering if they were going to bring Rick back for the finale, and I thought the way they did it was well done. I thought a lot of people hated The Walking Dead. Just a complete side conversation. I know a lot of people stopped watching The Walking Dead around the Negan seasons, but the seasons when, and they were bad. Those were some bad seasons, but the seasons with the Whisperers and
Yes.
the last couple of seasons have been really phenomenal. It's reminded me of the early days of The Walking Dead.
I was a fan of the Negan. I'm just saying. He's a badass. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
I was a fan. I love Negan as a character, and I was a fan of the seasons. I just think they dragged it on a little too
Yes.
long. I was like, okay, how many times are they gonna fight? How many times are they gonna, go to war? How many times is Rick gonna shoot him and completely miss?
Right.
I was like, how many times are we gonna suffer through this? But
my favorite season was with the people that wore the masks that were
the Whisperers, yeah.
Whisperers. That was one of my.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Well, that end of that match, you seen that Ray Phoenix took the timekeeper hammer, and he smacked him with. That was pretty cool.
Mm.
Then I heard talks that group might be breaking up. I don't know if you're talks. I don't. That wouldn't make sense. I wouldn't think.
No, there has been some. I think they were teasing a little bit of tension in the group, building up to the trios tournament before. When I think it was like around Grand Slam. There was some talks of them because Pac wanted to cheat to win. They didn't want to cheat. The other guys didn't want to cheat to win, and he was like, "We got to do whatever we had to do." And they teased some friction, but seems like that they kind of did away with that now. And I hope they don't go that direction. I don't want them to break up. But now apparently it's going to a best of 7 series with Pac, the Death Triangle and the Elite.
Really?
And yeah, that's what they showed at Full Gear. That was win number 1. So now they're gonna do the next match probably maybe on Dynamite. I don't know.
Then they went to the match with Jade Cargill and Nyla Rose. First of all, them are some solid women.
Yeah,
I just will say that those are some badasses that not want to meet in the parking lot. I would walk the other way. Just say
yeah. No, I would not mess with, especially Jade Cargill. She looks like she would.
Thanks, classic.
She looks like she would rough us up.
Yes, and that was won by her, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Cargill. Yeah. And I just off the topic, I was watching back in I mean, I'll just say his name. Everybody don't like him. I'll just say the name for your who I heard it from or who I watched. Creator on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch, Bill Josh.
Hmm.
He says some crazy stuff lots of the time. I was telling Matt this, but he said something that shocked the hell out of me. I guess there's word out there that Texas is trying to pass a law where transgender cannot perform. Uh, if they're on the card, young people under 18 are not allowed in there. That's found out. The event will be closed down and the license will go on and so.
Hmm.
Look that up. It's on Heel Josh if you're not a fan of him, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
it was crazy because where's this world coming? I mean, so what? Let her come in. Let her do her. She's a great performer.
Yeah.
Leave her alone. There's figures out talking about.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
Let them.
Yeah.
Let the talent be talent. Let AEW. Let WWE do what they gotta do.
Yeah.
Craziness. I just wanted to throw that out there. Great
No.
match. Big women doing what they do. Solid match. I loved it when Cargill dropped Rose on a. That was a
Yeah.
solid. That was bad. That hurt.
Yeah. Looked painful. It looked
Yeah.
real painful.
Um. Yeah, and I loved it because both the wrestlers was good match.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of the story going into it. I always think it's kind of stupid when another wrestler steals another wrestler's belt. I just think that's kind of it's a juvenile. I mean, it's a good way to get heel heat, I guess. It's a good way to, get the fans behind the person who got the belt stolen from them. But I don't know. I just feel like we've seen that a lot. But I thought the match itself was really good, and Jade Cargill's a stud, and I'm curious to see who they're going to build up to end that streak.
Oh, yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So then we went to the fatal four-way Ring of Honor World Championship. Brian Anderson, Chris Jericho, Audio,
Well,
and Sammy. Your thoughts on that?
oh man, I am ready for Ring of Honor to get its own thing, to become a separate entity altogether from AEW, and whether it's a weekly show, whether it's a show every 2 weeks, whether it's something on YouTube, I don't know. I'm just ready for them to separate it out. But I will say that was a really good match. Jericho at 52 years old can still go. Claudio obviously is an amazing talent. I thought Brian Danielson obviously is great. It was interesting to me that Sammy Guevara took the pin. I don't know. Maybe he's being punished for the shenanigans he's been pulling backstage, or what. I just found it really fascinating that he was the one that took the pin. Um, you know, I guess maybe I thought maybe Claudio or Danielson would take it. Um,
Maybe
and
setting up a Sammy Guevara Jericho
yeah,
match and
yeah,
that way to get. Because let's be honest, I'll give all props to Chris Jericho because he can go.
yeah.
He's great on the mic. He's excellent. But I think it's time, and I think it's time for a younger generation to. I would like to see Sammy have that belt. Right?
Yeah, I think it'd be really good to have another AEW pillar holding holding a major championship in the company, especially if you're going to defend it on AEW for a while.
Right.
Um,
And I
so
agree with you. ROH needs their own show. I mean,
yes,
Khan needs to go. Okay, let's go. I don't want to say this, but Friday AEW show. I mean, I guess WWE has three. I think
mhm,
ROH needs to be on it, maybe competing against NXT on Tuesday, or something. Let's see. Let's put all your balls in the floor, taking out of the basket.
yeah, yeah. I think AEW definitely needs a streaming service, and they definitely need to get Ring of Honor its own separate deal. And I hope it's something that comes to fruition sooner rather than later. I want to speak for Tony Khan because I don't work for AEW, but I think it's something he is working on. I think that something's going to come, hopefully, like I said, sooner rather than later.
Smart man if he gets.
Yeah, and I think he will. I
I
think he
mean,
will.
can you imagine? I mean, I got lucky Saturday night watching watchwrestling.ai,
Hmm.
and it was clear. It was good. I got in our Discord, stuff like that. I mean, let's help the fans. Let's get your own streaming service and let's put it out like WWE did with $10 a month.
Yeah.
That's a lot more feasible than
Oh yeah.
let's get out
Yeah.
the content. So much you could take. Now you wouldn't have to watch ROH on on Fight TV. Wherever you watch it on streaming.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be great. I think you could bring some of your reality shows over to
Yep.
like Being the Elite, put that on there. Um yeah, and some of the other behind the scenes stuff that because I think they want to film an AEW reality show too, apparently, like to replace, I guess, Roads to the Top. They want to, Time Warner Discovery is trying to, you know, add an extra show for AEW, like like another reality series. And so
Cool.
yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that on a streaming service. So I'd be curious to see who they do it about.
Right. So then we went on to Soraya versus Dr. Britt Baker, MD. He didn't give it to Raya, sorry, and and had been poor booking. And so what I'm saying is the right person to watch. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, yeah. You can't have Soraya come back and lose her first match back. That would have ended her credibility right away. Unless it was in some sort of controversial fashion, which it wasn't. I'm glad that she won. I thought she looked good. I thought she looked really good for someone who hadn't been wrestling for what, 5 years, 4 years,
yes,
something like that. So yeah, I think she looked really good. I mean, it wasn't the best match I've ever seen, but I give kudos to Britt Baker too, because she had to carry that match a lot because Soraya's been out for a while, and they trusted her to keep Soraya safe and to not further injure her anymore. It's just like with Kevin Owens and Steve Austin. There's only
yeah,
one person that could have wrestled Steve Austin, and it was the perfect person was Kevin Owens. I think the perfect person to wrestle Soraya was Britt Baker, and I think they both did a damn good job. But yeah, I was glad Soraya won. I'm
excellent,
curious to see where she goes next.
absolutely. I loved her in WWE as Paige.
Oh yeah,
She
me
was
too.
one of my creepy favorites.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
loved her.
but you like you said, Britt Baker carried her. She had to.
Hmm.
Soraya just refreshed and out for a long time. And they both did great in the ring. How Britt was carrying the mic.
Yeah, yeah, and that's not a knock on Soraya. I think
No, no.
Soraya will be back, and she'll start carrying people. But her first match back, you had to play it safe, and I think they had the right person do it.
So then we have Wardlow versus Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs.
This one
But
I was not a so I was a huge proponent of Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs. I didn't think they needed to add Samoa Joe to the mix, and then when I definitely didn't think they needed to have Samoa Joe win. Now he has two titles, and it makes me curious to see if they're going to merge the titles, if they're going to combine them, because essentially he has both promotions, Ring of Honor's TV title and essentially AEW's TV title, with the TNT Championship. So I am curious to see what happens there. But I really wanted to just see Powerhouse Hobbs and Wardlow go at it, with no Samoa Joe being added. So I was a little disappointed in that this match was a triple threat, and then the outcome of this match too. I really wanted to see Powerhouse Hobbs get some gold and Wardlow go up to the world title picture.
absolutely 100% agree with that. I didn't make any sense to have Samoa
Yeah,
Hobbs that is fresh, young, huge talent.
yeah, mm-hmm.
Instead of burying him like I think that's kind of like it in my opinion, need to push him. There's no reason to have Joe with. I mean, you
Yeah,
just gave it to Wardlow. Shoot, Wardlow just won it here months ago.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And after he looked so powerful against Matt's favorite guy, MJ, that why are you gonna just let him have the title for a couple months and lose it to Powerhouse Hobbs?
Yeah,
I mean, Oh,
There
I
were,
mean,
yeah,
I think they should.
yeah. I think they should have given it to Powerhouse Hobbs and let Wardlow, like I said, move up to the title picture because he's the last one to beat MJF, and he destroyed MJF the last, so they could play off of that angle. Yeah, I don't think Samoa Joe needs two titles. So this one I was really perplexed about, but like I said, maybe they're merging the TNT and the Ring of Honor Championship or TV Championship, and maybe that's the reason that they had Samoa Joe get involved and had Samoa Joe win.
Ryan, what did you say that Wardlow did?
Yeah, he beat the piss out of MJF.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I heard
Yeah,
that right. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I'm just
he
asking.
beat the hell out of him.
Okay, yeah. All right. I thought I heard that.
Yeah,
That's what I seen.
squashed him. Yeah, booked very well in
No,
AEW either. Yeah,
no. So maybe that's it. Maybe he's okay. But I just glad to see.
yeah.
So here's what everybody's been waiting for:
Let's do it. Yeah.
MJF, John Moxley. I called this, and Matt called this
Mm-hmm.
when we were talking about this pay per view coming up. I think Matt's words were, "Watch, Regal's going to come down, toss Nux into MJF like Nux were tossed to the Wardlow,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to knock Moxley out, and he's going to perform." That's what happened. Now we got MJF.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
think I liked it. I think a lot of people called it, and I think predictable doesn't always necessarily mean bad. I think it was the right call for MJF to win. I'm interested in this pairing of him and William Regal together. Um, I do wish. My only complaint is I do wish that MJF that we would see him a little bit more on his own, because every time we see him he's either with the Inner Circle or he was with the Pinnacle, then he was with the Firm, and now he's got William Regal. I wish I could see him, prosper, if you will, on his own by himself. But again, that doesn't really fit his character. His character is all about cutting corners and cheating and doing whatever he can to win because he's better than us and he knows it. um but yeah, I do wish we could see him on his own a little bit.
And
But
you know it.
yeah, I thought it was a good match. Moxley did a great job. MJF did a great job. I'm excited to have MJF as champion. I really am. I think it's the right move for AEW. There's the possibilities are endless of feuds you could have, and yeah, I think it's an exciting time for the company.
MJF, I will say yes. It was time for Moxley to drop the belt. I think Moxley,
Yeah.
he's on a leave of absence. He's coming, he signed a new deal. Part of the deal was
Mm-hmm.
backstage help and that about it. He's phenomenal. Like one of the best in the MJF as a
Yeah.
champion. My brother tells me I don't like him because he's a heel. Not the fact I don't like him. My brother says that he can get away with shouting out at the mouth like he did on Wednesday after the show, and like Saturday, get away with it because he's a heel and doesn't. So there's a debate there. MJF's great. He's great on the mic. I'm not gonna put anything. Talented young man. Problem is, I can say how I can listen to everybody talk about how could have said what he said, blah blah blah. MJF does the same thing, and Matt's only response was, "Well, he's a heel. He can do that." No, y'all are gonna complain about Tony Khan not being able to manage. Everybody hated Tony.
Yeah.
Last night I get off the Saturday I get off the pay per view. I scroll through TikTok. Guess what? Khan's the best. Tony, come on. Well, he isn't. He was. I've always.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna bitch about CM Punk doing, then shut the mic off to MJF.
Yeah.
I get that. And I think that's why Tony Khan didn't do nothing this because it got views. It got people talking.
Yeah.
MJF's never gonna get the mic taken away. Why? Because he's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
whether he's off the camera in a shoot spot or on a work. He's phenomenal. I do give him credit there. Great young man, great wrestler. I think it's gonna be good. There's a lot of people after him. I just wonder who do you think would be the first guy to come after?
Well, they have the Eliminator tournament final on Dynamite this week, and it's going to be Ricky Starks against Ethan Page. He has history with Ethan Page recently because Ethan Page has been part of the firm, and they've been beating up MJF every chance they get because he turned on them as well. But I think if you're going to have a heel MJF, then I guess it makes sense to have a babyface Ricky Starks be his first opponent. Um, and it sounds like that's going to happen at Winter is Coming, which is their next like themed Dynamite, I guess. But as far as like a major pay per view, I wouldn't mind. Like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing Eddie Kingston and MJF go at it. You know, because Kingston's close with Moxley, so they could play off of that. I wouldn't mind seeing Kenny Omega, you know, go back into the title picture and have matches with um, with MJF. I think that would be a hell of a feud. And then, of course, I said it earlier. Wardlow. Wardlow is he's no longer TNT champion. He is another AEW original who's been there from the very beginning. He's already beaten MJF. He squashed MJF. He beat MJF's ass at the last pay per view. Um, and so you know, I could easily see Wardlow coming out and being like, "Hey, don't forget about me. Remember me? I beat your ass last time, and I'll beat your ass again." And I think that would be some interesting stuff. So I think there's a lot of endless possibilities you could go with MJF too. So because I think everybody hates the guy, which is exactly what you want. You know, you
Right.
want to take everybody wants to take out Roman Reigns in WWE, and I think now everyone's going to want to take out MJF and become the new champion in AEW.
I think MJF runs. It's a big run like Reigns does.
I hope so. I hope so. I think he. I think it should end at maybe All Out next year. Um, I don't think. I don't think he needs to. He doesn't need to do what Moxley did, which is defend the title every other week on Dynamite. I think like he said in that media scrum afterwards. AEW is now destination TV. I think people want to see MJF, but they want to see what he's going to say on the microphone. So you know Roman Reigns doesn't wrestle every week. Neither should MJF. MJF should go out there, cut promos, and you know he should cut all the corners that he can. He's only going to wrestle when he's contractually obligated. He's going to, you know, he's going to show up for paper. Kind of like how Brock Lesnar is. You know, he only comes to. He doesn't fight for free. That was whole Paul Heyman's whole thing. Is my client Brock Lesnar doesn't fight for free on TV. He only fights at the pay per views. I think they should do the same thing with MJF. I don't think he should be defending the title every week on Dynamite. But I do think he should have a long run. I think he should go to maybe All Out of next year.
Thank you. Yeah, as much as I hate the guy, I will turn in on Wednesdays to.
Yeah,
I mean, see who he gets to face, see what. But I like you. I think I'd like to see him by himself.
yeah,
He doesn't need Rico. He doesn't need all those guys. Come on, fight by yourself.
yeah. I agree with that.
That's one of
Yeah.
the things I didn't like about him. He was always with Wardlow,
Mm-hmm.
or all that guy. Come on, by
Yeah.
yourself. Now I would like to see firstly, Big Cass.
Yeah.
That'd be
Mm-hmm.
that'd be good. I heard some
Yeah.
rumors that Moxley's taking the time off. What are they going to do with the Blackpool Combat Club? Uh, I'm not a fan of Casanova. I don't know. Think they'll stay together?
I don't know. They've been teasing some friction in that group over the not just with Regal turning on Mox now, but Brian Danielson and Wheeler Yuta were going at it.
That's a guy I would like to
Claudio.
say. That's a guy I would like to go against MJF.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know, Eddie Kingston, if he's even considered part of the group, has been beefing with Claudio. So yeah, I think I think the Blackpool Combat Club may need to go there. Maybe not necessarily do an official breakup, but just go their separate ways, and have Mox come out and confront Regal on Wednesday and say like, "Hey, what the hell was that? What happened?" Or have Regal explain his actions, and then maybe revisit it in the future. But right now, I think they need to go their separate ways.
So that was the pay per view. That was a good pay per view. And Tony Khan had to put out a good pay per view. Had to.
Yeah, yeah,
He
and I
did.
think
He
he did.
delivered.
And I think whether people, I know people, like you were saying, people don't like Tony Khan for whatever reason, and I think right now AEW is getting back to what made them great in the first place, and that's the one thing that has me excited about it. You have an AEW original holding the World Championship. You have an AEW guy holding the All Atlantic Championship. You you have Samoa Joe holding the TNT Championship, which I'm not a fan of, but you have the acclaimed AEW originals holding the tag team championships. Now you have Jamie Hayter holding the women's championship, and she's an AEW person, and she's probably going to be going against Britt Baker next, who's another AEW original. You have Jade Cargill, who's now the TBS champion still, and she's a star in her own right, and she started in AEW. So besides Ring of Honor and the trios and the TNT championship, all of the belts in AEW are being held by, their people, their young stars that everybody says that they never push. And so that's the one thing I think AEW is getting back to what made them great in the first place. They're not pushing the ex-WWE guys. There's no I think they're doing just fine without CM Punk, as much as I love CM Punk. And I hate what happened, and I hate all the stuff that happened, and I hate that he may never wrestle in AEW again, because I thought it was the perfect place for him. I think they're doing just fine without him, and I think Full Gear proved it. And I'm curious to see what happens with the Elite too. I think, like I said, Kenny Omega looked really good, and I'm excited to have them back. So yeah, I think AEW is getting back to what made them special in the first place, and that's being the alternative to WWE.
I agree with you there. I think that I am a CM Punk fan. I love them. Yeah, I love them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was a perfect fit.
Me too.
He's selling the most merch in that they've ever sold.
Yeah, he's still selling a lot of merch.
Still selling a lot of merch. It was his time to go. Yeah. I am glad that they didn't give the belts right away. Kenny Omega was awesome. I love the belts. I don't like manager that.
Don Callis, yeah.
Don Callis, can't stand the guy personally.
Yeah.
But I think they holding them away from the title pitch shows that they don't, that great pay per view. CM Punk wasn't there. They don't need him. The Elite didn't have to win. It was still, hands down, probably one of the best.
Yeah, it's one. Yeah, it was way. I think maybe their second best pay per view of the year. Revolution earlier this year was really good, and then to me, Forbidden Door was okay. Wasn't quite as good. I think the injuries hurt Forbidden Door, because Punk didn't wrestle, Adam Cole didn't wrestle. No, a lot of the top guys, Kenny Omega didn't wrestle. A lot of the guys that we love didn't wrestle at Forbidden Door. And I think that hurt it a little bit. Yeah, I would say that Full Gear was probably the second best AEW pay per view of the year. It was way better than All Out for sure.
Yeah, there's a name you threw out there, Adam Cole. Is he going to be coming back soon?
Sounds like people are concerned about him. That's the last rumor I've heard, is people are really concerned about his health and well-being. Tony Khan gave an update and said that he thinks that it could be soon, but he didn't give any timetables as to when he'll be back. So he has a bad concussion, and so concussions aren't something you want to mess around with.
Monday Night Raw. This 3 hours long, 2 hours too long.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't think it was a great show, especially now a couple things were answered, but the Johnny Gargano spot with the Miz and us, come on, that was done.
Yeah, I'm done with that whole segment. I'm ready for them to do something with Dexter Lumis. I'm tired of the twists and turns. Johnny Gargano, they're wasting his return. He cannot. He keeps losing whenever he comes out. It just, yeah. I'm done with. I was excited about Dexter Loomis at first when he first came out. I was like, oh, okay, this is he's coming
Right.
out through the crowd. He's the security's going after him. He's not supposed to be there, but he's there anyway. This is great. And then they've just completely butchered it. And we talk about this on my other podcast all the time that Triple H has a tendency, from what we've seen, he has a tendency to start things. It's like he comes up with these great ideas. Okay, this is what we're gonna do, but he doesn't know how to finish. And he's doing this with Dexter Loomis. He's doing it with right now. It looks like he's doing it with Bray Wyatt. It looks like he's doing it with because like LA Knight and Bray Wyatt. Like I
That
don't
was
think that should.
yeah. Why was that even a thing?
I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Um, yeah, it's like Austin Theory cashing in Money in the Bank on the U.S. title. It's like, oh, here's a good idea, and it's just the execution of it is pretty bad. So yeah,
Always trying to save ass with Theory, and I can't get behind that. I can't get behind Corbin
no,
even.
yeah,
And let the guy be done. We don't need JBL. I mean, I got a chance to meet Pensacon, great guy.
mm,
That just seems like just doesn't fit. Corbin thing. I mean, I get it. You got to bring him back with a manager. I get
yeah,
not behind that. I can't get behind Theory.
no,
They're screwing up Johnny Gargano. He had a huge pop, came back, and
mm,
now and they're doing the same Bailey, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah.
And
That's another one. Yeah, Bailey.
bro, why? How do you bring him back? Bring her back at SummerSlam? Still have Bianca Belair.
Yeah, it makes and then you brought back Dakota Kai and Io Sky, and you've had them lose the women's tag titles now. I think 2 or 3 times just
Yeah,
just to win the titles back. It doesn't make any sense. And
Elias and Riddle.
yeah, like what happened to Riddle was this guy we were taking seriously for so long with
I was
this
coming out
in
with bongo drums.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah, and more back to the pot jokes too, which like they're funny, yes, but this was a guy that was gonna f Seth Rollins up, and he was gonna f and kill Seth Rollins. Like
Yep.
he was being more serious in his character, and now all of a sudden he's back to the goober that he was before. So yeah,
And the only thing that was worth watching on Raw, in my opinion, was the women's match at the end. That ended great. That was a good match. And then the Drew McIntyre was Shane.
yeah,
Great thing.
I do love what they're doing with Judgment Day. I think Dominic Mysterio. I was over him. I was ready for him to be off my screen. I was ready for him to be demoted to NXT. I was done with him when he was with Ray. But I think the even when he first joined Judgment Day, I was like, oh, okay, I'm not really feeling this. But I think he's doing he's the best work he's ever done. I think Judgment Day is one of the most over acts in WWE. I think people are excited to see Rhea Ripley. I think they're excited to see Finn Balor. I think they're excited to see Dominic. Him and Rhea Ripley, Dominic and Rhea Ripley have immense chemistry together. Yeah, I love what they're doing with Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. Do you think? Yeah, Judgment Day is doing great. But all the rest of the show was not good.
No, yeah,
Before we go, I mean, I'd like to touch on Survivor Series. Bray Wyatt, you said it. Added the name Bray Wyatt. Okay, I'm done with the QR codes. I'm done with
yeah,
flashy talking, bringing LA Knight, whatever you're doing. But if we're gonna do a Wyatt, let's
yeah,
come out and do what you're gonna do. He's great on the mic. He can cut great promos, but I want to see him wrestle. I want to start something.
yeah.
Not LA Knight.
Yeah, I don't think LA Knight is the right first opponent for him. The only thing I can see that they're doing with him is, and I don't know if I agree with this, but apparently he has full creative control of his character this time, which is he didn't have last time. So maybe he's okay with booking this, but maybe LA Knight beats him, and then Bray Wyatt is fighting his demons. It's the demons that cause him to lose, and then he snaps, and that's what forms the Wyatt Six, and that's what gets him to come out with these different personalities. But I don't know. I don't think LA Knight's the right first person for him. And the way it's because of the way Bray Wyatt was booked before. Like I don't think he can afford to take any losses right now. And I think he needs to come out looking strong, stronger than ever, especially if he's going to be rumored to be facing Roman Reigns soon. you can't be having him lose to LA Knight. And then you can't have LA Knight be losing either, because you're trying to build him up to be something special in the mid card and the lower main event. And yeah, I don't think it's the right first opponent for him.
You have a prediction of Bray Wyatt and Wyatt 6?
I still think it's all Bray Wyatt. I think it's 6 personalities that he has. Um, I don't know if he'll be playing all the characters. Like I think this Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas. I think he's the man behind the mask. Um, Sister Abigail, I want to think it's like Alexa Bliss or Liv Morgan, because Liv Morgan's been acting a little creepy lately. But yeah, as far as everybody else, I don't know. I still think it's going to be revealed. I don't think it's an actual stable, but I think that it's going to be Bray's 6 personalities coming out. And I think he'll play the male characters with the exception of Uncle Howdy. I think he'll bring back Bo Dallas for that, and then he'll play the male characters, and then Liv Morgan or Alexa will be Sister Abigail.
As long as they don't do something dumb like the Playhouse, as long as they keep it the copy backward
Yeah.
up. That for
Yeah.
me was fire with.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah.
The-
I didn't hate the Funhouse. I like the theme song of the Funhouse, but I want if we're gonna bring back the Fiend, bring back the Fiend, because that, to me, that was the best version of Bray Wyatt.
So Survivor Series is just on around the corner. I have the card pulled up. Our predictions.
Sure.
SmackDown Women's Championship: Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I'm going Ronda Rousey. I think
Hear my wife in the background?
Yeah. Shotzi doesn't have a chance in hell of beating Ronda Rousey. I think that they're setting it up for Shayna Baszler and Ronda to go at it. I think.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey. If they give it to Shotzi, that's bad booking.
Yeah.
How do you? Because Ronda's got to be the baddest bitch on the planet. But Shayna Baszler, that'd be epic.
Yeah.
So you can't have her lose to Shotzi. I would.
Yeah, but Triple H has been notorious for bringing people back just to have them lose. So, he's bringing back Shotzi, and he's gonna have her lose probably. So, sure. We'll see.
Finn Balor, AJ Styles.
Oh, I think this match has potential to steal the show. I love what they're doing with Finn Balor. To me, this is his best run on the main roster since he's been in WWE. I'm not quite ready to say it's his best run like it was in NXT. I think his NXT run was way better, but he's winning matches now. He's getting pushed heavily. He is looking really good in the ring. I wasn't sold on him being the leader of Judgment Day, but now I am. He's been looking really good. He's been being booked solid. I think they're going to have Finn Balor pull it out.
I agree there. I'm a Demon Balor fan more than I am a Finn Balor fan.
Yeah.
I can't complain. I love how AJ Styles is doing.
Yeah.
I had to see the